Hello everyone, my name's FlareBlitzed here and welcome to Dawn Drop. This is a visual novel that concentrates around university life or college life if you're in America, and it concentrates around one specific person along with a few other wonderful looking individuals as well, as you can see on screen. Let's begin. Also, you can find the game in the description below. And the second quarter begins with a powerful play from Dimitri, so that's our protagonist. And just right off the bat, I'm going to save. Okay, so we've only got 9 slots to save in, which is quite short for visual novels. He is an unstoppable force of nature, that's for sure. He definitely controls the ball, but that's not it either. He is aware of his field and knows when to pass to his teammates. He is definitely a must-watch in this Junior League Championship. Scouts from around the world have their eyes set on him and his signature around the world. It's like a signature move in football or something like that. In the world of the youth hyperball teams, he is most definitely a top contender for getting an offer from the prestigious Barker team in the Platinum League. They rarely recruit new members, but seeing as their current roster is getting up there in age, I wouldn't be surprised if they started recruiting prospective youths. Which we all know means a lifetime of play, money, and fame. And play. Yes, play, saying twice for play is necessary. Although next year, Dimitri will be moving to the high school leagues, so we will see how he fares in those. Number 23 Dimitri is moving toward the goal, but the defenses are tight. He fakes a pass and there it is. Around the world. What a powerful move. He dances around all 3 of the defenders with flawless ball control. A unique and upgraded version of the traditional Z step that we are all familiar with. Is it Z or Z for you guys? Number 49 Xander isn't giving it easy though. Look at the steal. But Dimitri follows hard to regain the ball. They are both on the walls. That's the essence of hyperball right there. Being able to fight for the ball, not just on the ground, but on the left and right walls too. And in the air too. Don't worry about that. This is all fantasy. The ball is literally hovering, which is why it's called hyperball. But it's still similar to traditional soccer because the goal is still only on the ground. Damn it. The fantasy element is long gone, but special boots for a goalie let them block from above too. Wait, what's that? The wall gave out. There must be a system malfunction. That's a huge fall. No sound effects whatsoever. Also in the menu, why was exit so below the other stuff? And today marks the beginning of a hyperball season for both the male and female leagues. With new regulations, better technology and safeties. Everyone is excited to participate and watch the Youth Rugby Cup. After a temporary suspension of the league 6 years ago and a slow reformation, we are finally back to see what the youngsters of the world have to offer to hyperball. It was a tragedy when, during the final game of the Rugby Cup, the Light Wolves gave out, injuring 7 players and crippling up and coming star player number 23, Dimitri. And wake up! It's time to wake up! Wake up! Wait! I forgot I left the TV on. Let's see, what's today? Monday. Where's my cane? Artina! Hey, Artina! Where is she? She's usually there. Oi, Dimitri, you finally awake. About time. Who's in my living room? How dare you? Who comes into my quarters? Friends? Jeet, what are you doing here so early? And there you are, Artina. I was wondering why you weren't responding. Apologies. Artina was following order number 4. To ensure all guests are comfortable when they are present in Master's estate. So Artina's like an AI. It's fine, it's not a big deal. I was going to ask and see what was for breakfast, but it seems you thought ahead of me. Nice. Artina is pleased with her praise. Yeah, definitely an AI of sorts. So Dimitri, how are you liking Artina? She's pretty helpful, but like I said, I don't need an equipped robot to help me. You didn't have to do this. Hey now, might hurt her feelings. You know Artina likes being useful, and you need it. High school is one thing, but in college a lot of things can go wrong, especially when you have a leg like that. So, let me do this for you, as your friend, alright? I don't need you falling and asking for help to get up from strangers. I'd rather know that there is someone there to help exactly. When in any horrific situation, anyone around you can be a trusty person. Alright. In real life, everyone around you can be trusty if you put your mind to it. Are you sure your dad is okay with letting me use one of Reinhardt's lab's newest and most advanced robots? Advanced. Hell yeah! In fact, he insisted. Not only is it helpful to you, it also lets us gather data. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. There's a multiple, however you want to call it. It benefits both the person who is gaining help from the AI and also the company that developed it. You know, before we make a commercial variation for sale, I suppose, although I'm really impressed, she looks very, well, real. Of course I'm real. When you said robot, I expected metal and bolts, but she looks and sounds like a real girl. That's probably the point of the experimentations. Of course, we want the Artina series of helper equips to be able to perfectly blend into human society. That way they don't create so much visual discord, you know. But on the downside, people will, well, particularly males, or females, depending on which way you spin, probably confuse it as a real person, and then Artina will say, sorry, I'm not a person, I'm a robot. I guess. Although she still talks like a robot, yeah. Well, that's why we are having her stay with you, gather data. She is installed with a learning module, so over time, she'll learn from you and things in her environment. At least that's the plan. I still don't know. Do you remember all those movies about robots turning... This is not Terminator! Oh, whatever. We have things in place for stuff like that. She's smart, but not malicious, sorry. I was supposed to say meticulous. Anyway, so I just wanted to stop by to see how you were doing and if you liked the gift. I'm doing just as good as I have in the last 6 years, hobbling around, studying and whatnot. And I appreciate the gift. I'll try not to break her or something. Fair enough, it would be expensive fixing Artina, so please don't. And I happen to have a soft spot for her, so please try to take care of her. Oh, and don't worry about maintenance, she comes to the labs on her own and take care of her needs on her own. We don't need to escort Artina. Although at the same time it'll probably be comfortable as well. Alright, cool I guess. Oh, so are we heading down to school? Today's the first day after all. Don't know if you want to come with me or not. Well, hanging out with a cripple might cramp... Hey now! Don't say that. Might cramp my style, so I don't know. Dip, I'm not that crippled. Besides, when have you ever had style? Wow. Fair point. Alright, let's head to the school and let's head down to the school. Artina, please stay here and watch over the house while we are gone. Negative. Artina only takes order from designated master Dimitri Rivers. Jeet does not have the required clearance to give this unit orders. That's funny, even if it's because of her programming. That's funny. Although her expressiveness doesn't go well with her monotone and flat voice. We are working on it. Anyways, tell her to stay here. I don't think she's ready for outside travel just yet. Alright. Artina, please stay. I'll keep going on to PlayStation. Please stay here and guard the apartment. Thanks. Acknowledged. Oi, Dimitri, don't forget to put on the equip. Oh, right. That too? Seriously, I'm over here giving you these awesome gifts and you're over there forgetting them. That specific equip lets you walk normally, so you can ditch the cane. It wouldn't bring back your... Never mind. Anyways, make sure you put it on. I'm only doing this as a favour to you since we've been friends forever, you know. I know. You watched me when I broke my leg. It was more than just a leg. There. Actually feels pretty natural. Not bad. Is this a Harded Labs exclusive equip? Yep, not out on the market just yet, but it's tested and completely safe. It'll help you look normal and hopefully feel normal. It took a bit to develop, but there it is. Nice. Well, thanks. Well, maybe he only has one leg because of the incident. Although I don't know if I'll look cooler without the cane. Well, walking around with a cane is pretty baller. Let's be honest there. Not if you are actually limping along. Let's go, dude. Come on. Right. I closed the door behind me and I let Jet out. As I let Jet out, the sunlight softly shining into my eyes, illuminating the world in a vibrant and lively hue. The air is cool with a slight breeze, and as I begin walking, the sun's gentle kiss on my skin helps finish waking me up from my drowsy stupor. Today is the day of a new beginning, a fresh start for the next biggest chapter of my life, college life. Oh yes, the best time of our lives. And one of the most... Hey, that's promotional poster right there, I just saw it in the background. So basically, our protagonist likes a game in which they are in. I just noticed that, that's pretty cool. So which one would Dimitri be? Would Dimitri be the white-haired individual in the sort of top-middle section? Middle, top-middle. Yes, I'm saying it like that, as if it's a wind direction. A place where people find themselves, what they are passionate about, and find the drive to move forward. It's also the place people lose themselves if they aren't careful, dragged into untold horrors, drowning with their own desires or worse. Some people even find the love of their life, but that's not something I really care for. Love just sounds expensive. Oh my gosh, it's not that. It could be that, but it's not always about that. Emotionally exhausting and tedious. Emotional. Yeah, emotional. If I want to become the next leader in equip technology, there's no time for a relationship like those. Then we wouldn't have a game with a visual novel that's kind of orbiting around the idea of making friends, and then with one of them, not just a friend. Not for me, only work, succeed, become wealthy, and help those around me. And in the same in the same sequence, yeah. I honestly don't see where a significant other can fit into the already packed space that is my life. Don't look at just the walls around you in which you sleep in. Look beyond the walls. Look at where looks uncomfortable, where's been uncharted. Where is uncharted? The uncharted territory are usually the ones which are the most containing the most unknown, the most fear, but at times the best results. Funny how I ended up back here after all this time. The stadium that changed everything. Well, it's a nice field, that's for sure. Although I'm here for only one reason, and that's to study to be an equip engineer. Yeah, so I wonder why I ended up in here again. I really didn't have to come inside. Maybe with this equip for a little. I think there's a ball right. I wouldn't use it for that sort of stuff. It's to allow you to walk around in life. It's not meant for heavy, vigorous activities like running. No one is here, so maybe a quick kick for just for old time's sake. In high school, I always tried avoiding the field, but just to mark the beginning, like a metaphorical kicking the habit. I'll walk over the ball that's laying on the field undisturbed, feeling the sensation of the turf on my foot, and the nostalgic feeling washes over my body that reminds me of all of the years I spent playing hyperball. The victories, the defeats, the loss. It's not the losses, it's the loss. Not it being plural is important. A soft smile creeps on my face as I make my way over, and by the time my foot touches it, a laugh threatens to escape from my mouth. With a soft tap, the ball rolls forward a few feet, and before it finishes rolling, I lunge after it. For a moment, I remember the adrenaline of running the field, the energy and rush I used to feel when I played. As the energy within me reaches its limits, I stomp my feet on the ground and slide on the turf with the help of my momentum. Around the world. My feet move into position to execute my favourite move that I created on my own. But as I move into the second loop, my bad leg gives in and I fall over. With a hard thud, I found myself sprawling on the ground that I carried with me. As my world spins and I lose my sense of up, I come to a halt with grass in my mouth and faint trace of dirt still on my tongue. Oh, that's a pretty serious fall you took there. Are you alright? Hello? How are you doing? Is this your first time here? I presume it might be so, okay? And I spin around to get the grass out and I look up to find a beautiful, brown-haired woman staring at me, unimpressed with her arms crossed. Aside from her distracting figure, though, her eyes hold a very special intensity and a rare grey colour that reflects its surroundings. But beyond the stern expression, you could tell that she was worried by the subtle change in tone in her voice as she spoke. Yeah, I'm alright. I slipped. Yeah, many people do. If I heard you correctly, you were trying to do around the world. But that's not something anyone can do, you know. In fact, no one besides the original creator could do it. Plenty of people have tried, but no one has been able to do his signature move as well as he did. Although if you know what it is, you must have been a fan of Hyperball, since the move hasn't been seen in about 6 years. Do you play? Yeah. Back in the day I used to dabble in Hyperball. I see. Well then you should know how difficult the move is. Did you think just because you saw it that you could replicate it? Not even I could do it. Well, heck, no one in a women's Hyperball league can. Well, no one in any league actually. Men have an even worse time trying to do it. They just can't match the fluidity of the triple revelations. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Allison. Allison, I'll just call you Allison. I'm the captain of the women's Hyperball team. And you are? My name is Dimitri. Dimitri? Oh, I get it now. You have the same name as number 23 from back then, so you are pretending to be like him? Come on now, you're in college now. You shouldn't be playing make-believe. Yeah, something like that. You're right, I shouldn't pretend to be something I'm not. I just want to give it a good old college try. Well, that's a good mindset to have. If you'd like, want me to show a few things? Since you seem like a pretty big fan, it'd be a chance to see some Hyperball up close. That would be great. Aw, I dust myself off and get up from the ground. Allison holds out a hand and helps me up, letting me hide the fact that my leg is better. Once I'm on my feet, she motions to the bench for me to sit and she kicks the Hyperball into the air and begins juggling it, Once sit down, she lets the ball hit the ground. So I'm going to show you a Z-step. Since you're a fan of Around the World, you should know about the Z-step since that's the basis it came from. At least that's what they told us. Only Dimitri himself would know for certain, though. I think it's pretty certain it was based on the Z-step, at least from my perspective. What does Z stand for, by the way? Who knows? If you ever find him, ask him and let me know. I can't ask somebody that is me, okay? Will do. Now watch carefully. Overlooking some time from here, you're going to have to actually tell her that you are actually the same Dimitri. Allison brings the ball between her feet and expertly begins dribbling down the field. Then in a flash, she executes a Z-step. A Z-step is a moderately advanced ball control technique that looks great on static targets but become an extremely difficult move to use well in an actual match. The player takes the ball and while they run with it, as their forward foot lands on the heel to the side of the ball, they use their own foot to redirect the ball quickly. What makes it a Z-step is that the player needs to know exactly how the ball is going to deflect so that they can catch it with the other foot. This repeated 3 times in a Z pattern and is used to evade groups of defenders. And there is a Z-step. I sit there in silence and my head tilts slightly. While the Z step was executed well, it was fairly slow. Definitely not something that can be used in a real game. I replay what she did in my mind and go over it a few times. The angles, force and direction. I open my mouth to speak, but I close it before words come out. Hyperball isn't the world I live in anymore. Plus, it's not like I'm an expert anymore. To be an expert, you need to be able to do what you preach, something that I can't anymore. You look like you have something to say. Or did I leave you speechless? I know it can be very cool to see Hyperball this close in person. Yes, very cool. I was just awestruck at how driftily you moved around and with so much precision. It was really awesome. I wish I could do something like that. You're hiding something. What is it? I don't like it when someone starts trying to just sweet talk me. Your mouth says one thing, but your eyes are telling me something else. It's nothing really. You are just so beautiful. No, that's not it. I know what guys look like when we're just... Okay. Those are not the eyes of a man with... intentions like that. It's like you were calculating something, adjusting, coming up with some solution. Like a coach would after their athletic... For goodness sakes me, just speak. Their athletic performs and they are trying to find a way to make them do better. What an astute observation. You're pretty sharp. You have to be in sport. The slow have no place here, be it physically or mentally. Now spit it out. Fine. I get up from the bench with a bit of effort and walk over to where Allison is standing. I walk around and find a white spray can, the kind that can be washed with water and are used by referees to mark off areas. With a quick jog, I make it to the can and return to mark off a few zones in the turf in front of Allison before walking back to her. I toss the can to the side and place the ball on the X. What's this? At the exact same speed you just dribbled at, I want you to dribble up to that line, then start the Z step with your foot going on those circles every other normal stride step. Line up the Z step with the markings. I even put a line for the angle of your foot. Alright. It seems a bit off, but I'll try it, I guess. Every other step. Yeah, don't use your eyes, just trust my advice. Yeah, don't use your eyes, because I would say that using your eyes to focus on where you are on the pitch isn't going to necessarily make you do it better, but I can see why you use your eyes, because you need to know where you are. But basically it's about feeling rather than seeing, sorry, not sealing. Allison hops twice with a shrug as you say, well, it's not like I have nothing to lose, and starts dribbling forward. Her step was a bit faster than previously, but she adjusted as soon as she started the Z step. She had finished it. It wasn't polished, clean or graceful, but it was much faster than the first one she had shown me. A fiend of glee sparks in my heart, but I snuff it out. I'm no longer for the world of Hyperball, I can't forget that. Allison stares with bewilderment at her own feet. The lines, me and back at her feet. She repeats the cycle a few more times and starts walking toward me, but before she can say anything, I start walking towards the exit. I just remembered something I have to do. I'll see you around, alright? Wait! Hey! Oh, that was bad. Almost let myself get dragged back into Hyperball. I can't be doing that, giving myself hope. There's no way I'll be able to play again, so there's no point. Anyways, as far as tour day goes, I just wanted to see the Hyperball field again. I can find my way around just by using the trusty old map. The beautiful big old map that is provided. Oh dear, did I just hear someone say they'd be fine by just using the map? Okay, who is it now? Hey there, hello. I take it you are a new student. Welcome, my name is Maria Delina. I am a student council secretary here at Glenis University. I'm in charge of today's tour day event, and excuse me for eavesdropping, but I couldn't help but overhear you saying you were going to be fine using just the map. Oh yeah, you know, find my way around the day off. Can be an experience. No, that won't do. Come, please, I insist. Many students say the same and they end up getting lost and get to class late. That isn't a good first impression, you know. And I'm sure you know how important reputation is here. Without a good reputation, you won't be able to make it very far. Not far at all. So I really like you to take the tour today and save yourself possible problems in the future. It's such a simple and easy solution. I suppose you're right, but what if I say no? You don't have to look so sad about it. I'll do the tour, it's what I'm here for anyways. Wow. Okay, if you're like that, I suppose. Might as well get the full college experience, right? Exactly! Aw, come with me. Come with me to the quarters. No, not that kind of quarters. The showing around court. No, not that one. Excuse me, I've never got your name. It's Dimitri, Dimitri Rivers. Ah, Mr. Rivers, I heard you would be attending this school. Don't worry, I was informed about your request. Well, your father's request to remain as inconspicuous as possible. I suppose we will omit the hyperbole field from our tour, if in that case. Thanks, I'm glad you aren't, getting inexpressibly excited about you. Well, I am honestly not a big fan of hyperbole, you see. When they told me about you, I had to look it up on the internet. A tragedy what happened recently. Not a fan? Hyperbole is the biggest sport in the world. I don't think there was someone who disliked hyperbole. Well, the world is a big place, but it isn't that I dislike sport, Mr. Rivers. No, it's just that I don't find it very entertaining. I prefer watching stocks. Yes, watching stocks go up and down is very exciting. You never know if you've lost money or won money. So, it's like football, it's a sport that you gamble in. Made a smart choice or a bad one. It's really quite exciting. You sometimes don't even know for months. And you need to know when to strike, when to buy or sell, like a hunter. But for a much more elusive, unpredictable, and mysterious prey. Sounds like you like business. Come from an affluent family? Oh heavens, no. My family is very modest. I'm allowed to attend this fine school due to my grades and also because of my aforementioned modest living style. Not to say I'm happy with where we are. That is why I am here, to pave a new path for myself and my family. Help us reach a much more comfortable lifestyle and hopefully help others afterwards. I think stocks will be a much more exciting, though... Okay, I mucked up my own words there. Once it's my own money on the line. So you like gambling? Oh no! Gambling is random. Stocks are tactical. Gambling is also tactical, for goodness sakes. You can research and get a good idea of the direction they will go. Then you can see if a reward is worth a risk. Like, they're the same, for goodness sakes. You call it a different thing, but they both purpose the same thing. I see. Well, Madam Secretary, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you. Just Mira is fine. Though, I feel odd being addressed so formally and regularly. I am, after all, just a common folk, unlike you who comes from a prestigious family and are of obviously good pedigree, being a former hyperbole star and all. Those genes will definitely pass to your children. I'm sure they will make use of them in your stead where life cruelly stole your chance. I mean, I'm not that special. Even if I could still play, I think we are all equal. That's a good quote right there. I think we are all equal. Ouch. This next line. After all, everyone dies with nothing but the clothes on their back. Wow. Not like all this stuff comes with us to the afterlife. Hey now, you don't know what the afterlife presents. It could be anything. So, you would be okay having no wealth? Well, I didn't really say that. I like nice things, which is why I'm working hard to become successful and worthy. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not going to treat the less fortunate lesser than me or the wealthier greater than me. I treat everyone the same way until they lose my trust and or respect. Trust and respect, I think, are two of the most important factors in life. I care more about the person themselves than the number of dollars attached to them, you know. I see. You are an interesting man. You wish everyone to be equal, but you aim to be superior. Some people may call that to be hypocritical, but hearing you speak about it makes it seem a bit more realistic than I would have originally thought. Anyways, we are here. This is the school auditorium, a state-of-the-art, fully soundproofed auditorium that has the finest and most state-of-the-art technology implemented to maximize acoustics. Voices travel flawlessly through this space evenly to all areas, as do other forms of sound. A speaker can stand at the center of the stage and their voice project without the help of a mic. What do you mean without a mic? I couldn't do this without a mic. I'm just kidding. Although we still have one, the sound projection is really just for bragging. It's just a lot easier using a microphone. These seats do look really nice too. What are these made from? They are special material made using equip technology. They are extremely comfortable. They change how firm they are depending on the user. A very special mix of nanotechnology and silk fibers. Damn it, nanotechnology, down to the smallest pixel size. It's the perfect seat for anyone. You can sit in it if you like, maybe another time. But it is interesting. Let's move on to the next part of the school. This is Genus University's top-of-the-line infirmary. Glenus? How would you pronounce that name? We have multiple floors and beds made of the same material as the auditorium, but these are further woven with a fully sterile and self-clean agent. That sounds very nice to have, actually. Fully sterile and self-cleaning agent. That sounds too good to be true. So they stay sanitary at all times. The sensors also use special non-intrusive methods to check and keep track of your vitals, so we don't need to poke holes in people. Yeah, something that a lot of people would be very happy about not poking holes, putting needles in and stuff like that. Although for things like infusions, there will still be poking holes. No! Damn it. Luckily our needles have a special layer of solution that numbs the area being injected, but doesn't interfere with or alter the solution being injected. That was made with the help of mosquitoes. What? Oh my god, you use insects for this sort of thing? Pesky but useful. It helps take care of people with a phobia of needles. Ouch, I do hate having holes poked in me. Yeah. What's that over there? Oh dear, that shouldn't be there. This is the equip called Hand of Midas. It lets doctors perform extremely precise procedures without all the extra equipment that was traditionally used in the past. How far in the future is this place? How far in the ideal future, sorry, not idle. It works well with the equip Blair eyes, which gives perfect X-ray vision that can be switched to view different things inside a person's body. Oh, I wish I had perfect vision, not X-ray vision, but just perfect vision. It can get pretty complicated. Let me radio in for someone to move it to its proper storage area. We can't be letting something as valuable as an equip just sit unguarded if it's not in use. Radio? Yes, I have a communicator right here in my ear. I am in charge of quite a few things after all. I need to be able to communicate with my staff and volunteers. Let's move to the next location while I do that. Alright. Sorry if I'm keeping you. No, it's fine. Not a problem at all, Mr. Rivers, truly. Hey, you can call me Dimitri, and this is the library. And here is the Grand Library of Glenus University. I'm going to keep pronouncing it with different ways of pronouncing it until I get it right. Which is, I don't know. The building is filled with books as old as you can imagine and as new as yesterday. It's good to have a lot of old books. And in case you are wondering, yes, people still print books. Yeah, not everything is e-book. Equipped, okay? There is a certain appeal to having a hardcover book and the smell of pages. Exactly. Regardless, this is where we keep a lot of historical literature as well as impactful works of fiction. For example, you can find first edition copies of the series Keen for Metal Bands, a very important piece of fantasy fiction that ushered in a new era of writing, inspiring countless artists. We try to keep this library very traditional. I thought that was a pun, but it's just okay. Traditional, so everything you see is made of the finest woods. The chairs are also classic to really capture that sitting down and reading feeling from the early 21st. How far in the future is this game in? To the early 21st century. Yeah, we're still in the 21st century and still considerably early in it. Huh? Any books on equips? Unfortunately, all knowledge of equips are kept confidential among the big three companies. Well, aside from the general knowledge of their functions and the information schools are given to educate the next generation, which is quite general. Yeah, although I don't think you'd have trouble finding information seeing as your father owns one of the big three. Figured I'd try and learn as much as I can on my own. Nothing against my father, but you know, it's empowering figuring things out on your own. I understand the feeling. Unfortunately, in the field of equips, you will find that to be a much more difficult task. You should know that, although. One can always hope Glenius is the school for equip studies after all. Well, anything really. Is there anything you guys aren't good at? Well, I think our culinary program is currently not number 1. What rank are they? They are embarrassingly enough ranked 2nd. Well, at least I know the money is worth it. Quite! Now let's continue. A prestigious university, one that is unmatched by others. Holy moly, this is a university to die for. The tour continued for a few more buildings around the campus, including classrooms, lunch areas, and the dorms. Most importantly, the dorms. The sun, while at first bearable and warming, started to become hot and overwhelming as the day continued, the bright star reaching its peak, radiating down on what felt like me specifically. But with Mira's enthusiasm inspiring the sun, I felt obliged to complete the whole tour, regardless if I felt like it was being baked alive. From area to area, I began sweating, but Maria continued as if it was a nice cool day. Not a drop of sweat in sight or any sort of fatigue. Now, while I haven't been physically active at the level I used to be, I haven't just been sitting around doing nothing, so I still have some pride in my stamina. Yet this girl was still going strong, while me, on the other hand, I'm getting pooped. And that concludes the tour. What do you think, Mr. Rivers? A fantastic campus, don't you think? Yeah, really great. And big. Super big. It makes a great cardio. Is that how you stay in such good shape? Mr. Rivers, I am flattered you would try and make a pass at me, but I am sure there are much more suitable females. Hey now, don't you think we're judging? Maybe. I unfortunately don't have much to offer, but it makes me happy someone of your caliber would acknowledge me. Whoa, alright, I'm good. It wasn't really a pass, I was just stating an observation. That. You are pretty thin and you took this whole tour without even breaking a sweat. You have to have some amazing athletic ability. I think it's just as good as anyone else's. Don't think about it too much. I'm just used to it as all. You'll get used to it too. I'm surprised that your leg didn't cause an issue. I was told that your right leg requires special attention, but you walked normally the whole time. I even had a small cart ready. Oh, I get some support? So I can at least look normal. It doesn't help me play again, but you know. It helps me feel as normal as possible, yep. Oh, I see. Very good. Now then, with the tour completed, I must make my way over to my other duties. If you have any questions, Mr. Reeves, please feel free to ask me or any other member of the Student Council. Until then, though, I hope to see you in the future. What a nice person. Yeah, she is. She devalues herself a bit, though, if I'm going to be honest. Still, I suppose learning to value yourself is something that can happen in college. Oh, my leg hurts. I suppose I should head home and call it a day. The real first day of school is in a week. Hey, you! Oh, shit! Hey, I finally found you. I've been looking for you ever since you ran away earlier today. Allison, what is it? I didn't run. Why are you looking for me? Because I want to offer you a job? A job? You want to offer me a job? Do you even have the sort of authority to give me a job? I do, because I requested it. You know your stuff, more than you lead on. I don't know how big of a fan of Dimitri Rivers you are, but you definitely picked up on some useful knowledge. If I tell you my surname, would you be able to be convinced I am that Dimitri? I want you to be the... Okay, that will just look weird. A similarly aged male coaching an all-females team. Like, don't you think that's a little out of the blue? Huh? Hyperball trainer? Yeah, like you showed me how to improve my Z-step. Z-step flows better than Z-step to me when it comes to that. Z-step. Almost immediately too. You could really help set us apart and win over our rivals. Regardless university this year. I don't do hyperball anymore. Not to be mean, Allison. It's a part of my past. Well, I'm not going to force you, but if you want the position, my offer stands until the day school starts. I don't know how deep your knowledge is, but I see useful information in your eyes. It'd be a shame for it to go to waste. I'll keep it in mind. Is that it? Yeah. Sorry if I bothered you. I don't do hyperball anymore, so is it a bother when people bring it up in the field? I just get caught up in the moment is all. Just nostalgia. That's it. I'm sorry for giving you the wrong impression, but that's how it is. I understand. I'm sorry for bothering you. Really. It's fine. And thanks for the offer. You said when school starts, right? I'll give it some thought as a sign of respect between hyperball player and a former hyperball player, and give you my official response then. Sound good? Yeah, I'd appreciate it. Allison looks at me, obviously disappointed but still determined. I let out a deep sigh and give Allison a smile and a wave back. I start walking to continue my trek home. Are we going to encounter somebody else? Hyperball. The world left behind. It's almost comical how a single impulsive whim has brought it all back on top of me. To return as a trainer, though not a player. An interesting idea, but it's not where I belong. Not anymore. But if you keep mentioning it, then surely you still have some grasp for it. I'm home. Welcome home, Master Dimitri. While you were away, Artina tidied all the rooms as well as organised all of Dimitri's belongings in an easily understandable manner. Cooking has also commenced due to Artina's prediction that you would return within this time frame. Substance will be ready for consumption within the hour. You didn't really have to do all that. Negative. It is Artina's directive to make sure that Dimitri lives a relaxing life within the boundaries of his own home. Wow. As such, Artina must make sure that everything is in pristine condition upon Dimitri's arrival. Alright, I guess. But you should clean yourself too. Your nice outfit got all dirty. Dimitri does not need to worry. Artina's clothes automatically clean themselves. How advanced is this AI? Self-cleaning clothes, like that would be something that would save so much time and so many materials used to wash up clothes. Like, imagine if all of your stinky socks and underwear could self-clean themselves. Like the only possible way that you would actually take them off in is if you're going to have a shower. Or anyways, I'm going to leave that thought to you. Oh dear, it is of no inconvenience to you. Go ahead, you don't need to ask permission for that. Shall Artina record that as an action that can be taken by Artina's free will directive? Sure. Acknowledged. Self-cleansing function added to free will directive. Location restriction, Dimitri's apartment. Addition successful. Don't take too long though, I don't want the water bill coming out too high, alright? Artina will access water costs and accessory optimal time versus necessary time. In the meantime, optimal time, accessible time, meantime, I suppose I'll wait for dinner. And afterwards, probably nap. Today's taken a lot out of me, more than I really expected. Maybe because it's been different. Tiring, but different, and maybe that's a good thing. After all, the whole point of a new journey is to encounter new and exciting things. Like friends. Whoa. So, this is the arcade I've heard so much about. Okay, we're going to leave things off here in the arcade of the matter. But thank you so much for watching, guys. This is a very interesting story. I'd love to see how this goes about, because it really hits home on a few different things. Like a person, like any player who watches this must have some sort of past action that has forever changed them for some way. So in Dimitri's case, the action that has happened, which has changed his future, is the football incident in which happened in, well, not hyperball incident, sorry, which happened those 6 years ago to them. So no matter how small a event is, sometimes a lot of small events can lead up to a big difference in the future. So in this case, Dimitri's leg accident during school, but yeah, it's individualistic for everyone who's both watching this and playing it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and see you all in the next time of Dawn Drop demo. Have a good day and take care of yourselves.